Hello everyone and welcome back to the EU4 Grandest Virtual Party. My name is Adaway and I'm joined again by my very good friend Conquest.
Hello. Welcome back. Let's use this as a moment to recap. We've obviously had a look around the map already. We've tried to refamiliarize ourselves with what's happened, but for those of you that are just joining, let's take a step back and take a view of the world. So obviously Croatia doing pretty well. They have managed to insert themselves into this latest conflict, which I believe has just been unconditionally surrendered. Russia surrendering to Georgia there. Poland, I'm told, is the main target of this attack, so we're expecting to see some serious chunks probably taken out of them. We've got Georgia at 20 war exhaustion, Florence at 20 war exhaustion, Romania at 16 war exhaustion, Tuscany at 15. This has been a brutal conflict that has seen, what is this, four and a bit million men fall so far. Dev-wise, how are they doing, Croatia versus Tuscany? We've got, it looks like pretty even. Only 60 dev in it. Not too shabby. No hegemons yet. Hegemonies. Demand unlawful territory from France. There it is. Okay, so they did give up one province, and the Florentine vassal is looking poised. But here it is, the peace in the east. I'm seeing not a huge amount of land changing hands here, honestly. That's I mean, Poland's still holding all of Scandinavia.
I can't see any cores that have been lost.
The horsey boys got land. Did they? Where? I thought they already had this bit. Or did they? No, okay, yeah, I do think that's right. I think a certain bit of Russia did just go to Kazan. But only their former cores, maybe? Yeah. Finland's status is still a subject. Just war reps. War reps. Astrakhan didn't exist. They did. They broke out of Georgia during that war. But I mean, that is a lot of death for a little bit more grazing land for the winged horses of Kazan. But we'll see. I mean, now, where is the next powder keg? That is always the question. We are in a dearth of blue flames right now.
I'm just having a cast eye on the world. We have a Bahmani's team now that are going to obviously going off against the Mughals for supremacy in India. I don't know how friendly things are between them.
Currently allied, but yes, I mean, the Mughals. The thing about the Mughals' position is they have so many good options to expand. They don't really need conflict with Bahmani. Although, I mean, sharing the Deccan node is, something that can lead to conflict, certainly can. But they were Lübeck. Yeah, that makes sense. So Lübeck now is subject, of course, under Cologne. Oh, we have a new emperor. It's Austria.
One province in Austria, basically.
Well, soon to be.
They're full occupied. They do have a couple of provinces.
Soon to not exist, I have to imagine. And that happened because, I guess, France became a subject. Oh, no, they just happened to die at the same time as being... munched on. Fair enough. Croatia grabbing some land off Naples here. And Hanover exists, which is always lovely to see. We have more horses! Oh, baby. It's the battle of the horses. In the left corner, we have Hanover. And in the right side of the ring, we have Kazan. Now, Morocco pieced out against Castile. They didn't take... Oh, they took some land down in... Granada, of course, so they're beefing themselves up down there. Now at war with Portugal, just shoring up their trade position. It's a pretty rich node down there in Seville. And is that a... that's a trade city, I think, right? Yeah, releasing some... this is a good name. Nueva Leon is the name of this
oh, good lord, Portugal just ate dirt. They like full annexed by Morocco.
Goodbye, Portugal. That is a
44% overextension, a bunch of land. So Morocco now in a really dominant position in Iberia. They just got to polish off the steel, and then they've got a lot of trade power.
They pushed over to Tunis as well.
Yeah, so I think for them...
Oh, here it is. Blue Flames. Swabia is requesting you come to their aid in the Breton reconquest of Limousin against Brittany. So the war is Brittany, with no allies right now, versus
Croatia's allied.
Swabia, Malderberg.
But Croatia allied to both sides here, basically. So
oh, here it is.
The way they jump will be important.
Decision time, and there's peace.
Oh, interesting. Did they?
The shortest blue flames in the history of time, but.
Oh, okay. It's over. It was over. Yeah, okay. It was over the France, wasn't it?
The France, and that gives them a whole bunch of cores on Switzerland. Switzerland's allied to England, France allied to England, but England really not in a position to be throwing their weight around. So I think that might mean a French natural borders conflict to retake Lyon and some of this area here is.
Yeah, England I think are in a really vulnerable position right now. They're quite, I mean, either fortunate or through good diplomacy, but they're not in any kind of peril. But economically struggling, and the military is quite small as well. But the Dutch and others not inclined to take advantage of that at the moment.
The Swiss have declared war on Saluzzo, which is an ally of Romania for some reason. Not really sure why. Oh, they're not even allied. Oh, it's a Defender of the Faith war. So I have to imagine Romania not actually mobilizing troops on this one. But hey, I mean, it's got to be a bit of a diplomatic insult, right? Switzerland costing Romania 500 ducats there, because they're going to lose once they lose this war. They're going to be out of pocket. But,
indeed.
We'll see. Oh, another one has broken out. It's Croatia versus Hanover. What is the war? It's the Swiss war? No, surely not. No.
Bavarian conquest of Heidelberg. So Bavaria is the war leader against Hanover, and then you've got visits Bavaria, Croatia, Florence, Swabia against Hanover, Lubeck, Norway, and Sweden. So it's only one player on each side. So two players on the Bavarian side, one on the Hanoverian side.
And I had thought Bavaria was going to go east and south, but it looks like they're throwing in their hat with the southern forces, and now we're going to see Hanover losing all of their allies. Look at Hanover's cannon strength compared to Bavaria's side. Yeah, they're
27,000. I mean, it's too early. I mean, their next tech gives them the +4 artillery, +0.4 artillery fire.
I mean, they have one. They are up to 1-5, but the pip strength is abysmal. Oh, here we go. Conflict is joined. Hanover crushing this early victory. Not a stack wipe, but a crushing victory for Hanover. But Hanover, who are they just allied to that they've lost? Because there were some, were there not? Did they truly have no allies in there? And it looks like Hanover.
No, they were allied to. They all Bavaria now? Yes, they are. So then they were allied to Magdeburg, I'm pretty sure.
I thought they were, but their truce is up with Magdeburg in 1 year. So it looks like there might have been some kind of consolidated effort against Hanover here. But
okay.
We'll see. We'll see. Hanover moving in to get that occupation of Swabia established. But yeah, Bavaria's men back on the front. Croatia obviously in this war, but not ready for it. Their men not being paid and nowhere near the front. So we'll see. We will see.
Yeah, so the full strength here on Bavaria's side, Croatia and Bavaria are quite equal in strength. Hanover is the single most powerful nation in this war, but they have a smaller alliance overall.
My God. Oh my God. Bavaria just took out 30, 40, 40, 45, 45, do I see 50, 50, 58, or 55, 50, 60. Holy Christ. What are they doing? 70 loans. This feels like almost nation-ruining levels of loans. They've taken out 72 loans, which is the maximum number they are allowed. Oh my God,
the interest payments. 51 ducats a month from 88 loans for Bavaria.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're going full Weimar in Bavaria right now. You've got 16,000 ducats.
Inflation is just a number. Everyone knows this.
Absolutely. And there we go. 2 mercenary companies hired so far. And the men are moving towards the Hanoverian troops, perhaps looking to lure them in. But we'll see. I mean, that's a hefty mercenary offering. But Hanover right now, not much money, but no loans. So if they wanted to respond in kind, they could. There's a third mercenary company. Oh, hired and then immediately disbanded a third mercenary company. Interesting fiscal policy coming out of Bavaria right now. Remember, it's a Bavarian conquest of Heidelberg, so they need to get in there and actually you know, get that siege down. Where is Heidelberg? It's here. Why on earth did they make the war goal? What is it with this lot and war goals? We've made the war goal behind a fort rather than Wurzburg, which is right on the border and not defended by a fort. It's a interesting choice.
They just want a challenging war goal to try and get. The chat saying that you know, they take all the loans now because they expect to be sieged and they expect to have lower income.
Yes, and therefore be able to take less in the future.
Hanover not taking.
Here goes the fight.
Loans.
He's engaging with less men than he could. He's got the -1 penalty, a 0-0 roll early in the fight. Reinforcements on hand. He's tactically holding them back, trying to make sure he doesn't get that morale damage onto reserves, but no, this is not a fight he can afford to be doing this. Oh, just reinforced in time. There goes Swabia's final men. It's going to be extremely close. Magdeburg coming in from the east, looking like they want to get involved in this fight. Not in the war yet, right? But their truce is over. A Magdeburgian declaration could turn everything around, but it's just not in time. And there is the Magdeburgian declaration. They have joined in on the war, just not in time for that critical battle. That is 6 war score to one side and some.
Okay, so really big army advantage now for Bavaria. It's like twice the number of infantry.
Yeah.
And the problem with that fight is that with the less infantry, they're getting chewed through, and then you got cannons on the front row.
Yeah.
At that point. And they aren't at this stage. They aren't able to do the damage at the start of the battle to crush the other army before you got cannons in the front row.
Although it's worth noting that some of these numbers are informed by Croatian troops, which are a little bit kind of on paper only. These are divisions, well, not divisions, but regiments who are not really deploying themselves, not really actually getting engaged with these fights so far. But that is a woods fort to Hanover, and we all know the importance of those terrain penalties. When you can choose your battle, you often emerge.
Yeah, Hanover basically just can't afford to lose a battle at this point. He has to win every battle.
Magdeburg heading east. Croatia hanging out around the south. This looks like Bavaria being let down by their allies. Magdeburg coming back over. Why on earth did Magdeburg position themselves in east?
Hanover's morale is excellent. 4.9 to 4.
Yeah, that is a sizable advantage. And oh no, Magdeburg and Bavaria going in. This might be a stack wipe. Stack wipe for Hanover.
Oh, don't do that battle as well. Oh no.
I mean, this is instructive. There goes Magdeburg's men. This is the power of coordination. Not a stack wipe, but that was close. That was
not good for.
Oh no, Magdeburg! What is you doing? So this is the instructive difference between taking quality first or taking quantity first, which is the main difference here. But I didn't expect this. Jerusalem has shown up. Bring it on, says Hanover, as they march in to start some sieges.
Wow, this is a big war now.
Chat is saying they expect France to join in on Hanover's side. It's potentially possible. They could do, but here comes Bavaria once again, moving in without his allies next to him. The coordination on this side it's just their undoing. They're not managing to do it, but we'll see. Hanover is the Oathbreaker. They're not going to get support. Fill me in. What did they do? All right, so they're moving into the Magdeburgian capital now, trying to force them out of that war. Magdeburg did come into the same war, yes. They didn't declare their own, so it's not going to be as easy to force them out. But there is the ordered wall breach, one has to imagine, as they try and press their way into Magdeburg before these reinforcements can get in there. Now, I mean, look at this. Jerusalem, Magdeburg, they're all just standing in the same province taking attrition. We need these troops to be showing better coordination on the front line, or it's just that they're not going to be able to make the numbers count. But Poland not engaged in this conflict just yet, and they are truce locked with just about everyone.
Lots of cannons being raised by Bavaria right now. They're really ramping up their cannon count to compete with the Hanoverians.
The numbers are evening up, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got a war on our hands. It's going to be a longer one. There's not going to be, I mean, there is no decisive path that I see here. We've got, obviously, Magdeburg is going to start feeling the pain pretty soon. Their personal war score against Magdeburg is 42, which means Hanover can start stab hitting Magdeburg by demanding just one or 2 war score worth of stuff. So if they really wanted Magdeburg out with no gain, that's something they could start demanding. Just a single little ducat. Let me check if I'm right on that one. I'm pretty sure I am. Yes, if they ask for 1 ducat, it's not saying that would send them a hit. Why is that?
It needs to be 50, doesn't it?
I thought it was 40. But here we go. They are going in for a fight here.
50.
They took the 1 terrain penalty, and Hanover obviously that massive, even more morale advantage. 5.3 now. Same tactics. They're not reinforcing. What are they doing?
Oh no.
I don't understand. The coordination just is not there on the Bavarian side. And look at this, they've been caught out now.
Yeah, they're going to catch the retreating armies.
It is the woods, but the Jerusalem troops, they're walking in the wrong direction. Magdeburg is sending some of their men in, but not enough. They don't have time.
They can't afford to delay because they're going to crunch through them with the cannons.
Nope, they're leaving.
It's 29,000 cannons versus 2.
If they're not willing to take a fight with 2 terrain penalty, what the heck are they going to do to win this war? I'm calling. Let's place your bets right now, chat. By the way, type 1 for Hanover and 2 for the Bavarian League. Who's going to win this war? I'm putting my 1 in chat. Bavarian side screwed up early. Well, it's not just early. I'm sorry to the players, and obviously it's all in good fun, but they screwed up early, middle, and late. It's been 3 critical battles that they have just thrown with a numerical advantage, but they are, and the assault on Berlin is ongoing. Hanover clearly not feeling the manpower burn yet. But that's going to be enough. We're going to see... Oh, they could... Yes, go in now. The infantry are weak and they're a low morale. But the men... Again, the coordination is just not there. Allies lagging behind. But we will see. We will see. Honestly, at this point, it's a stick all your troops in one place, attach them to each other, suffer the 5% attrition, and hammer them into the enemy. Here we go, though. They are reinforcing. The thing is that they're trying to be too smart. They're trying to reinforce slowly. But it looks like this one may finally be the time that they can actually pull out a victory.
They're not reinforcing, they're retreating instead.
Choosing to fall back here.
So potentially
sorry, go ahead.
So finally a victory for the Bavarian alliance. Not as decisive as some of their defeats have been, though.
Looks like it might be time now to start trying to send those pieces. Could chat help me out here? Is it 40 or 50 that they need?
It's 50. It's 100% 50.
It is 50. Okay, excuse me. So they were so close then. That's unfortunate. They're up to 47.
Yeah, so Magdeburg, so Hanover at the moment is at 43 currently. So basically, they need to win another battle or 2. But again, if now that the Bavarians are gonna sort of commit their troops properly, they have the advantage. They're almost twice as many infantry as Hanover.
I mean, it is an offensive war, but I mean, we have to see the tide is suddenly turning, and there you go. It's the power of coordination. But here comes the attack. This is a woods province. They are expecting to be getting that bonus from the terrain in the province. They are sending more men in here to start. They've learned their mistakes. It's only -1. They have got that 10% less shock damage received on their general, which is very nice. And now we're seeing a more fully fledged artillery back row. Hanover committing to the attack, though. Not afraid of the 2-to-1 odds, more than 2-to-1, almost 3-to-1 odds now in this fight. But it's not looking good for them. Are they planning to just try and meat grinder their way through? They're losing more men than the Bavarian side at this stage. They've got their reinforcements ready. Are they going to commit the final ones? The morale is looking pretty close, but there are the Syrians coming in from the south that may end up being the difference makers. Here comes the final Hanoverian influx of troops. It's pushing them up. They're getting there in just 2 days. And there's a 0 roll with 2 terrain penalty now because they did bring in an additional naval penalty. Wow, look at that. The Syrians might not even be enough to make the difference. The Hanoverians are crushing in. It's so close. It's going to come down to rolls here. 2 to a 4, but with a -2 in the bonuses. That 6 is going to be enough to drive back the Hanoverians. That was close. That was so close.
Really close. But yeah, I mean, if they lose, as I said, Hanover can't afford to lose battles in his position. The manpower, the size of the army advantage is too great for the Bavarian side. So if they stick together now and just ensure they can't get beaten in the combats, they should be able to just unsiege their land now fairly easily.
Thing is, Hanover is still not too deep in the lone hole, and they are beginning to go down it. They are now raising up yet more mercenaries, whereas the other side, they're kind of tapped out, right? They've got their mercenary spending done. Ooh, the fact that the siege didn't fall on that tick could be pivotal. Hanover not afraid to throw themselves back in here. They've still got the manpower, they've still got the cash. They're way less deep in the hole of bankruptcy. So we could see the Syria saving the day there. Rare to see a decisive impact by the AI coming in at such a late hour. They're moving into alt mark, just positioning themselves ready. If it doesn't fall on this 35 and they get the next tick, it could be all it takes. It indeed did not. And there we go. One final morale tick for the defenders there. What is the length of the siege? Do they have time? 24 days left. They do have time to wait for that one more morale and recovery tick before they have to commit to preventing this. But it looks like they're not gonna, because they've got yet another stack of mercenaries raising up here in Verdun. That's going to be probably worth waiting for. No, they're going to send them in beforehand. Okay, they've committed to the fight. It's a -1 penalty. And unfortunately, look at this once again. Coordination is not looking too good, because just because those Jerusalem men came from Anhalt, that gives them yet another terrain penalty. If they'd just come in from the east, it wouldn't have been a problem. But here we are with, once again, a -2 terrain penalty and the Hanoverian reinforcements. But everything's still to play for in this fight. Obviously, the numbers do still tell. It's a pretty wide fight, so we're managing to see a lot of action there. We've got mostly even now cannon numbers on the back row. A huge tactical advantage over Magdeburg. But we'll see.
The problem is that the Hanoverian side has a lot less infantry, so they're getting cannons into the front row much quicker in these battles, because they're burning through the infantry. And then once you've got cannons on the front row, you're going to lose the battle very quickly, because they're going to get just destroyed.
It's going to come down to the wire here, though. There's the final Magdeburgian reinforcement. The morale is even. It's going to be rolls.
Yeah,
7 to a 6. And look at that fire advantage on the Magdeburgian general and the shock advantage. But a 6
to 7.
It's a 0.
It's a 0 for Hanover.
0 is not good enough. And Hanover is sent packing. Oh, if it wasn't for that 0... that could have been it. That could have been it.
Rolls can be so cruel in a fight like that when it's so even and you just roll badly a couple of times and that's game over.
I mean, Hanover still has places to go. There they are, teching up admin. Sorry, I thought that might have been Mill. But I mean, losing that siege means they're going to be starting to fight on a more even playing field. And there's Prussia. I wonder if we'll see Prussia getting involved. They did indeed form it from Poland. We'll see if they end up trying to throw their weight in. Currently he's putting down some rebels, but once that's done, we'll see. Yeah, Poland into Prussia, bit of a classic route. These last couple of patches, especially for stacking up those potent age bonuses along with your Prussian militarism can be a good time. But look at this, Hanover. You know, they're not concerned with diplomacy. They don't think they can potentially carry this by force of arms. They've got more men raising up and their mercenary companies in position. We will have to see how things go here. Prussia not positioning their men or funding their troops like they're trying to join in here, trying to avoid a religious turmoil event firing. Looks like their priority, but here it is. Oh, not quite willing to take that forest fight just yet. Rebels in Altmark and Magdeburg gotta be a little frustrating, getting in the way.
That's gonna inhibit their ability to reinforce the Bavarian side. If they can, if
it might force them to not cross rivers to reinforce.
If Hanover can position his troops well here and start the fight.
Oh man,
they're gonna reinforce. He's got a lot of troops that I don't think Hanover can see all of them. On his perspective.
Hanover's they've got eyes on most of the guys from the south, but not these ones further out. That is might be a stack right before they reinforce. Not quite. It was very close though, and that's a 0 roll for the Bavarian side there. But more meaningfully, yep, here we go. Only a 1 advantage on the Hanoverian roll there, and yeah, similar. Looking.
Oh, it's a 0 for Bavaria.
It's a 0 for Bavaria, but it's not enough.
-1 in fact.
I don't think it's enough. We'll need a few more of those sizable advantages, and there's the 0 for Hanover. It's not good. More even Stevens here. Final reinforcements coming in for Hanover. It's so close. If we hear the duh of the Prussian declaration, that could turn things around, but other than that, Oh, well, they're still carrying it, though. And look at this, desperately feeding in anything they can, throwing them across the river. And there's the 7 to the 1, but it's so close. And a 9. A 9 within the shock phase with the advantage. And look at that. Sent
fighting the rebels.
And now immediately into the rebels. That is something else.
That was really good by Hanover, because they were on the ropes for a bit there. But they had a couple of really good rolls. As there was an 11 to like a 2 or a 3 at one point there.
Which is paying them in. Interesting. And we're seeing them, it looks like, going for the war goal in the south. Kind of leading Magdeburg out to dry a little bit here, while they rush in from the south, wishing they had set the war goal to Wurzburg, I have to imagine. What is it, this campaign? And war goal selection, it's just not quite gone that way.
I feel like it's quite risky to sort of leave Magdeburg like this, because if I'm Hanover, I'm going to just try and hit them out of the war as soon as I can.
Oh yeah.
If I get the chance. You know, a couple of forts fall and you're going to be up at that point.
Yeah. Only 2 or so, and they're already at 0 stability. They're feeling the burn on the war exhaustion, more so than Hanover, certainly. Hanover also does not have eyes on the fact that they look like Hanover is splitting their troops. I'm not sure about that one. We'll see, though. Just not wanting them to get too close to that war goal, it seems.
Because Bavaria can see that there's just a 56k stack on Magdeburg. He can't see the troops that have moved south. Just yet, so he may be wary of their troops being troops near a besieging force.
Yep. It's everything still to play for. Not willing to deploy in here. I guess they're just hoping they can win the siege in Magdeburg so they can then come down. Because Rothenburg is likely to be the last place they can defensively say they have a terrain advantage, although less river crossing penalties surrounding it than last time. Not likely to see reinforcements coming in through Wurzburg.
Getting a request to have a look around the map a little bit, as you've been focused on this war for a while. I've taken a little bit of a look. So the Dutch have now got colonies in the East Asian, in Indonesia, near Malacca. And they also have Colombia now exists as a unified sort of colony in the north of South America. India is still some minor wars going on there, and England's
taken the French holdings in Mexico, as well as
interesting
Caribbean. So they're going to be feeling like in a much better position.
Castilian. Those are
Castilian. Thank you. Yes.
Their culture is still Castilian. So Castile. So the English just finished that war. They've got troops exiled in Iberia at the moment. The English. So they've just finished that war, I think. They've got a vassal now in the north of Scotland, the English. They're allied to France, absolutely cursed. How have you allowed this to happen, Slevik? How could you do this to us?
Warren, sorry, I know. We're looking around the world, we'll return, but here it is. Conflict in Bavaria, and unfortunately, for the first time ever, Hanover is the one with the terrain penalty. But
they're crushing them before they can even...
They're not reinforced. Oh, they just reinforced in time. That was so close. Here come the Jerusalem troops to the front.
The thing for Bavaria that's difficult is that because Hanover's troops are better, they have to be completely on point with their reinforcement, or the army in the initial one will just get crushed too quickly. Yeah. They've managed to get there this time, and they look like they might be all right. There's some reinforcements coming in from...
Going to be close.
Hanover.
While we keep that battle... Yeah, we'll focus on this battle, but in a moment we're going to talk about Ming, if you want to check the channel. But we've got Hanoverians with a significant advantage here, despite the fact that they too have taken a crossing penalty through their reinforcement directions. But it's going to be another Hanoverian victory, and I don't really see how that's going to work, but we'll see. There is a poll going on right now in chat if you want to vote. Should we give Ming monarch points or manpower to assist them in their efforts when they're about to be confronted by, I'm assuming, Mughals and Bahmani players? And yes, that fight did, of course, go to the Hanoverian side, and we will.
Japan now exists.
You get your votes into the poll, please.
The AI has unified Japan, basically. They've got only a few provinces left under a daimyo, and it's interesting. Could maybe see a player there at some point in the future if one gets exiled.
There goes Magdeburg. The vote was cast on monarch points. Thank you for your votes.
Okay, and some updates from the event change from the mod that have happened. So all the Traders League members have chosen colonialism quest lines, so they all get an extra colonist for 50 years. And each member nation in their own trade league gets 25 range. monarchists still have claims on the provinces in the HRE they've chosen, and France and Croatia have already got theirs. And the theocracies have they all picked Jerusalem as a place to conquer.
Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Right.
But there we go. Bavaria, 0 manpower. Do they have any army professionalism? They do not. So this is legitimately the bottom of the barrel for Bavaria. And once you start having less than full strength regiments on the front, it certainly is not going to go well for them. All right, let's see if they can. Russia is now in a player war. Russia has accepted a call against Hanover. Wow. Wow. That is quite the change. I mean, they're not moving their men. I mean, that could be decisive, but they could be too late. Because if they can kick out, and there we go, -1 penalty.
The Hanover's like,
they might not do it.
Oh, that was
so close.
They were so
close.
To just.
Yes, now Prussia join. Prussia improving with Russia, so unlikely, but. And this is Hanover can't really afford to be taking these fights with the terrain disadvantage, but with no Bavarian manpower at this stage, I mean. Still going to be close.
Oh man, Hanover was so close to just completely destroying Bavaria's army there.
And now the Russian forces are moving. I want to see the Prussia join. The Prussia as the 9th hour. They're still managing to win this fight handily. So it's I mean, it's not over.
I swear there's always like at least one iconic Prussia moment in every Grandest Land we do. And I feel like them joining now and just like steamrollering from the east would be one of those.
There they go. Sent packing once again, which puts Bavaria in a manpower hole of 20,000.
So negative 20,000 manpower, negative 13,000 ducats, effectively.
And I was saying I didn't think they were going to go bankrupt. They only have another kind of 85, 90 months left before they're bankrupt. That's not that long. Oh, Great Britain exists. Nice. Well done, Zloic. And co.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. All right. I mean, the war screen is a little misleading now because Croatia's back in without actually being involved, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Hanoverian armies are they're kicking ass and taking names, but is it going to be enough? I feel like their best chance now is they have to stab peace out Magdeburg just to give them the numbers to face down the Russians, because the Russians, they are coming, and they're going to be decisive. Here they are arriving via Danzig. I mean, what can you do against the addition of another 100? Is it 100,000 men almost? Yeah, about 90,000 men joining in from Russia. One thing you can do is hire yet another mercenary company in the north. And here we go, Bavaria. Oh my, Bavaria! This is that's not good. That might be a stack wipe. Not quite, but there's no way they can reinforce in time. So that's going to be a hefty bunch of casualties for Bavaria. A good 15k men just got deleted there, and we're up to 50 war score now, which means that they can begin to push for those Stabbing peace deals. If they just want out, they can get out. But Hanover has bled for this. They've lost 75,000 men or so. So sorry, 780,000 men.
I was going to say it's a bit more than 70k. Yeah, I mean, really bloody war. Quite a long one actually. It's been almost 10 years.
Yeah, but 130,000 manpower for Russia.
Ooh, peace offer from Hanover to Bavaria. Bavaria will cede Ansbach, Bamberg, and Coburg to Hanover.
And in refusing, they have lost stability.
Yeah, so this is where it gets nasty.
Yeah, so once a month they can send out that peace offer, unless the Russians can do something really fast. This war is over.
Bavaria are naught stability. So, I mean, they got to be thinking now. What are you? Because their country's going to be ruined.
It's exactly 50 though, and if Leipzig falls, that will put it under 50 war score. However, that siege in the south has put it back up to 56. I mean, they're not going to have time. This is going to be a peace via stability hit. They have got enough to buy 1 stability. Yeah, right now they can only afford to buy 1, but this is going to be. I mean, they're going to have to do something special
as well for Bavaria. 18.2.
Yeah,
they're on like every metric. The country is just a ruin right now. Like maximum debt, no manpower, high war exhaustion, getting stab hit. It doesn't get much worse.
It certainly doesn't. And here comes another stability hitting peace deal. I mean, it's our people expect us to accept it. It would cause great turmoil. What is the timeout time, chat, on peace deals? It's
2 months.
2 months. Okay. Oh, and they're going in for another fight, not content to rest on their laurels. This seems imprudent. This could put them below 50 stability, 50 stuff, but there goes another stability hit. Honestly, this fight might go on.
The morale advantage is ridiculous. It's 5.4 against 3.8.
Oh my lord. And the Bavarians, every Bavarian that dies here is not getting replaced.
Exactly.
But with the Russians, I can't see Hanover pulling this out.
They
do have a -2 penalty again, but with the Russians standing by, the Russians actually with a 5-shock general finally going to even things up. Part of Bavaria, as part of Hanover's massive advantage has been their 2-shock advantage, which is about to disappear. But the Russians, interestingly, the Russians not actually sending in their general first. Oh no, here he goes. They should really have sent in that last guy, but if they can just keep this battle going for another, month, then the peace deal is gonna go through. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, okay. Here it is. On the 4th of January, this war ends. Unless they buy stability right now, which they can still do. But all else remaining equal, they only have until the 4th of January.
Oh, it's so close.
It's so very close. But this final Russian reinforcement.
The Bavarian crossing is not good. There's a -1 they just rolled.
There's a 1 to an 8 though. And this Russian reinforcement, it's not enough.
3 to a 5.
It's not enough. Even with the addition of the Russians, they're still being sent packing. They've bought 2 stability. That buys them a little bit more time. It's going to be the 4th of March. And look at that. Hanover brings it home. Russia, Magdeburg, Bavaria, Jerusalem. It's not enough. Hanover will 1v1 the world.
It just doesn't matter at this point.
Oh my!
I mean, and now, by the time they get another army together to fight them, it's gonna be too late. They're -2 stability again. They've got almost no admin power.
Boom! There it is.
David.
Can I get an easy clap in chat? That was insanely impressive from Hanover there. They actually took them on. What was that? Was that 1, 2, 3, 4v1 at various points? That was insane.
There are a great many. There's now an internal conflict disaster firing in Bavaria. They've still got really high war exhaustion. They've got loads.
They're still going to go bankrupt, probably.
Still going to go bankrupt.
It's
not good.
That was absolutely absurd. Can we have a look at the great powers? Yeah, I know we've been laser focused, but that was a heck of a thing.
Yeah.
France has taken the first place, Morocco into third, and Morocco into second, and Hanover has taken a well-deserved third spot.
Hello, Hanover.
Thank you for having me.
It's our great pleasure. That was insane.
Thank you. I mean, technically it was a 4v1 and a huge betrayal in the eyes of Hanover. We just invested everything of our nation in defending, especially Magdeburg and Bavaria from Poland. And they turned around on us and organized a very one-sided war. And with God's help, the true divine Beshovrik in the HRE came out victorious. But in a sense, I feel like they have signed their own death, because why would we now go in and defend Magdeburg and Bavaria from Prussia, who very openly made clear that he had interest in their lands? I'm really not sure what was their long-term vision, or whether I was just deceived by Poland, because I saw Poland was very eagerly talking with Magdeburg and Bavaria during the break. And I think Prussia might be a Satan in disguise, and they just deceived them, because the real threat to them is Prussia, and I don't know how they managed to get them to declare on us, but yeah.
It was truly impressive. There's been much applause and love in the chat for the fantastic play there. So very well done, and we look forward to seeing what you do next.
Yeah, still shaking from that one.
I believe it. Thanks for talking to us.
It's the French reconquest of Calais. Let's go.